on, guys? How are we? And welcome into the stream. Hopefully you're having an awesome day today. I know I am, and I'm ready to lock it in. I'm ready to hit some bets. We got a lot going on. We got 12 NHL games. We got 10 NBA games. There's a lot going on today, which I'm really fired up about. We currently have an Atlantic 10 basketball game going on right now. Just started the second half. Rhode Island and St. Bonaventure as well. So, I love betting second halves of college basketball live, so we might look to see if we can find some value using OddsJam as well. But a lot to get to. We got like a billion NHL anytime goal scorer plays to share. But we're first obviously going to start off with a little bit of DFS. Start a little DFS, little prize picks. Let me minimize myself. I got the sportsbook screen pulled up right now, guys. I was keeping a close eye on this basketball game right now. Just taking a look at the totals, taking a look at kind of what's up. And, we're going to go from there. But I got the EV tool pulled up with PrizePicks. So we're going to start there. And we're just going to kind of work our way over. So PrizePicks here, guys. Let's see if we got anything right here. Klingon, under on points. It's really good at Pinnacle. Not great to FanDuel. Let's see if we got any movement from Pinnacle. Not really. Not really. Not as much as I was hoping to see. And then what we got? Embiid as well. Embiid under on PRA. Okay, I don't mind that. I don't mind the play on Embiid. It's a 3% play. Let's take a look. I got this Jesper Bratt. I got a couple of slips with Jesper on it, so we're going to move off of there. Let's go to FanDuel, see what's up. Let's go to Power as well. I want to see what's going on with Power. Anthony Black over on assists. Rockets Magic. Yeah, that looks good. Love that. Love that. Okay, over 3.5. Rob Dillingham, under 13.5 points and rebounds. FanDuel thinks it should be minus 148 all day long. So we'll go with a little dilly-dilly. The under 13.5. All right, this is going to be a 3-pick slip, guys. No insurance. We're off to a nice start with the PrizePicks slip that I shared this morning on the stream. Again, guys, the evening streams are very player prop dominated types of streams. There's going to be a lot of player props. We'll go over the sharp money tool though and look for some last minute plays for the NBA, NHL, and college basketball. All right, there it is. So 3-pick slip on PrizePicks. There we go. I'm going to take a little screenshot. And we're going to hop over to Underdog next. And really, guys, with this payout shift with Underdog, like, in my opinion, you should just be playing 2-pick slips all day long on Underdog if you can, right? So let me pop over here, pull up Underdog, see what's up. But appreciate you guys hanging out with me. And hopefully you're having a great start to your day. The DVIG settings, I'm actually going to switch this to worst case because we have so many options. I want to take the most conservative route. But like that, let's see. Worst case. Cool. All right. Colin Sexton on rebounds. Oh, baby. Looks fantastic. Yes, please. Just rocking 2-pick slips. Even if I can only play like 5 slips a day on here, that's all I want to do. And then what else do we got? Desmond Bane under on points. Pinnacles 133. Not bad. Not bad at all. Irish, what's going on? How are you, my friend? By the way, Irish, appreciate what you shared with me yesterday towards the end, at the very end of yesterday's stream. And it's something that I am definitely going to do today. So I'm going to share this link with you guys. This is an Underdog 2-pick slip. In terms of, you were talking to me about how you were attacking Hard Rock on a limited Hard Rock account and having a really good time. And so I just deposited $100 into my Hard Rock account. It's been limited for a couple of months, guys. I've pretty much ignored it. Come to find out, I can still bet on some NHL player props. I can get down almost $30. And some NBA player props, I can get down like $10. And so for NBA player props, guys, on this Hard Rock account, I'm going to track it on my picket. I'm going to be firing off some parlays, also placing some straight bets. And I'm really interested to see over the next 30 days, just absolutely firing off $5, $8 parlays and bets on this Hard Rock account. Like how much money I could make on a severely limited Hard Rock. Because I think there's still juice left to squeeze out of that orange. And so I have it pulled up right now, and I'm very excited. It's, Hard Rock, guys, for pregame is very easy to beat in terms of NBA player props. So definitely check that out. Mookie, what's up? Evening. Wilbo, evening to you, man. Evening to you. So it kind of reinvigorated me, I would say. I kind of forgot about just these limited accounts. Sometimes, guys, your best course of action or your easiest path to profitability is still, after you hit the limits on some of these accounts, to still go after it. Obviously, the one that the example always comes to mind is SEC, when he told me on the chat that he's limited to $1 on Sportzino. Obviously, once you hit the $1, you could probably call it a wrap. Some people will still start firing off 10-leg parlays on Sportzino for $1. But for me, with this Hard Rock account, all day long, if I can bet $10 to $30 on player props, cooking up 3-4 leg parlays, just ripping through plays, I still think you can make hundreds of dollars a month on this account. I could probably pay off my car payment with this Hard Rock account, even at $30 limits. So that's what I want to take a look at. Okonkwo, Kamara. This looks a little better. Under on rebounds. All right, FanDuel's not as bullish on this. Pinnacle is. Pinnacle moved a bit. I like that. Vit, the same game. I don't know if they'll let us rock this one. Same edge, really. So we're going to fire off another one right here. I do have on my other screen here, guys, I do have, I got a flasher pulled up in terms of the EV tool flashing for plays for St. Bonaventure. It's the only college basketball game that's going on right now. So if you guys want, looks like they already bumped that VIT play. I'll shout something out if I see something on my other monitor that looks really good for this game. All right, so we can get the Kamara play. And then I could go with the Okonkwo, but I'd rather just go back to FanDuel. Seems like there's some better opportunities. Tyus Jones. Dude, let's go. Tyus Jones, Kings. We got to go Tyus. Do they not? They might have bumped this play already because I don't see it. Try to type in his name and it might already be gone. Yeah, already gone. Fox over on assists. Fox over on assists. 2-pick slip. And they've reached my daily limit. Give me a break, underdog. I know I played 2 slips earlier today. I think I played maybe one in between this stream. All right, so I can't play this, which grinds my gears again. Kamara under rebounds, Fox over on assists. Looks really good. Really, really good. Oh, and this UMBC game just started as well. Okay, we got some options. A little bit of college basketball live betting maybe at the end. So, all right, there's underdog. Like I mentioned before, guys, with this payout shift with underdog, honestly, I would really only go after this book. It's really the only thing that you should focus your time and efforts on because the payout difference is so awesome. Like we mentioned here, guys, on the Fantasy Optimizer, sometimes it's a little easier with the optimizer looking at what's what. When you click this drop down right here, guys, 3-man slips, no insurance, are minus what? Now, 116 odds. But I can get minus 115 odds on a 2-pick slip. Why would I not just play a 2-pick slip all day long? So, 2-pick slips for days. $75 total, Irish, then that makes sense because I'm firing off $25 slips and they're not letting me bet anymore. Okay. But that's all right. So, for those of you, it's there's such a huge deal to be able to get this on underdog with these increased payouts. Wilbo said, often on some Canby books, for example, they limit you to $10 in straights, but anywhere from $20 to $50 on parlays. Definitely still ways to get some action down on a lot of books with some effort. No doubt, but it could be really good. Anton, what's going on, man? No problem, man. No problem. Let's get it, no doubt. So, yeah, I mean, listen, guys. The reason that I kind of bring this up is, number one, most people give up once they get limited on Bet Rivers. They're like, oh, man, I should just quit. Or I shouldn't, this account's dead to me. And normally then what happens is then your options are limited, so you try to go bet into some other books that maybe are a little tougher. You try to go bet player props on FanDuel. And my belief is I think you're going to have an easier path to profitability, less resistance, if you just continue to go after the soft books and just nuke that account to $1. And then you can move on from there, right? So let's take a look at some better plays. And we'll start off with FanDuel. Bam, under on 3s, looks pretty good. I think I know I shared a slip earlier today. It was the maxi discount. but I think there's still one discount that I saved, which was Luka. So got the Luka discount right now over on his PRA. Sometimes, guys, these discount slips don't hit. Like yesterday, one of the discount slips that was a discount play didn't hit, which is, you know, it is what it is. Bam under on threes. Cool. Norman Powell under on PRA. A lot of heat plays right here. We could go to see if Pinnacle likes anything. They like the Klingon play under on points. I'll mix it up just so that we don't get hit with any like kind of correlation, like nerfing. The under on points for Klingon. Again, $10 max wager, guys. Perfect entry. This is the Luka discount. I'll share this link with you guys here in the chat here in a second. No problem about that, Anton. Yeah, we had a great day yesterday. Golden Goat. Yeah, so that's one thing. Golden Goat, great question. Not very often. In terms of like plays that have an edge, not very often in terms of the NHL. I'll pull up the optimizer to take a look for hockey right here. So if you're looking for this and we're looking for leagues, right? And it might have to be a 3-pick slip for you, but yeah, I mean, you know, you could probably take these top plays here, slap the boost on it, and you might be all right, right? You might be okay. All right, I'm just throwing this in my notes. Love multitasking. Got live betting pulled up over here, getting the notes over, and then we're looking also at underdog. 3 things all at once, but we'll get this thing going. All right, so this is the better Luka slip. And let's pull that bad boy up. The only game right now for college basketball live betting that I'm really interested in is this Rhode Island game because they're in the second half. Typically, I don't really care about games in the first half too often. No problem, man. Again, your boost putting this on this goat, it might be okay. You know, and I would definitely lean on Pinnacle as the sharp for the NHL props. You're not really getting anything awesome here, but that boost could be okay. But you would definitely want to check the math. All right, so that's the better slip. And I lean definitely more Pinnacle as the sharp book for hockey props compared to FanDuel. Not really so much for FanDuel. Clearly not for goal scorers because I beat the living piss out of FanDuel for goal scorers. Shout out Tage Thompson. Yeah, shout out Tage Thompson. And we're going to talk also, guys, about another book that we kind of know all about. So this is better. Let's go over to Dabble. Let's look at Parlay Play, and then we'll look at Pick 6, DraftKings, Pick 6. So we'll kind of pull them all up right now. We'll do some Dabble, Parlay Play, and then DraftKings. All right, D-Vigging and Pinnacle. Michael Porter Jr. I like. Buzelis I like. Jesper Bratt I'm already on, but we could probably find a third pick. Again, guys, on Dabble, it's Billy C. So I'm going to dive into my Dabble app. Going to kind of pause on Parlay Play for a second. We had a really good day yesterday with some DFS slips. If you tailed some of the slips that we had, we hit on a Parlay Play. We hit on a Dabble. We doubled our money on PrizePicks, even though it was 5 out of 6. So looking to kind of do the same today. Michael Porter Jr. under on rebounds. They already bumped this line. It's now at 6 instead of 6.5. Let me refresh. We can still do Buzelis, which is cool. Portland and Chicago. Just another great day, guys. So much going on. So much going on. Buzelis under 6.5 rebounds. They bumped this to 6. Must be someone who works at Dabble that's watching the stream right now because... Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was looking at Giddy. Apologies. All right, Buzelis is there. Let's go over to FanDuel and see what we got. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We've just shared some PrizePicks slips. We've shared some underdog slips as well. And currently working on Dabble. Looking at Hero over on his rebounds and assists. Okay. Over 6.5. Norman Powell, I could grab this, or I could just go with Murray on points. Rather go with Norman Powell. That's a bit better in terms of an edge. Where the hell's the points and assists? Oh, I'm already on it. Where's it at here? There we go. Norman Powell on the under. So let me double check this slip over under. Yeah, good stuff. Okay, cool. All right. That slip is in, guys. If you follow me at Billy C on Dabble, excuse me, you can just copy that slip, and it's going to be right there. I can't share the link here or know how to, but appreciate all that follow. I think we're up to about 40 followers. And if you just copy that link, you can then copy it to your Dabble account. Okay, so that's Dabble. Let me click off of Dabble so that we can see outside of Parlay Play and Pick 6 what's up. Parlay Play, Champagne, not bad. Either one of these plays that you want to take, rebounds or points in rebounds. We could do that. Let's see if this is the boost, though. I got to refresh my Parlay Play screen. All right, we're looking at his rebounds. We can take his over on his rebounds or his points and rebounds. It's pretty much the same. I'll take the points and rebounds instead. And then what do we got for Pinnacle? Again, I'm just using worst case right now, guys. We bump this up to power. You'll see it goes from 3 results to 6 results. All using OddsJam. So if you want to try OddsJam 1 week for free, use code Billy35. You'll save 35% off your first month after the 1 week trial ends. So you get a great discount and 1 week of the tool for free. Make sure you ask for Platinum. Over 3.5 on the threes for Maxi. Cool. Okay, for Pinnacle, I'll entertain this Panarin play. It's low. I don't like rocking 3-pick slips. When it comes to this, Panarin over on assists, because I don't want to grab Maxi on his assists. But I would roughly say I probably am not going to do it. I'm just going to rock a 2-pick slip, I think, here, guys. With both plays having some type of edge. So I'll share this link with you guys. Or I don't have a link to share, but I'll share the screenshot. So it's just a 2-pick entry here. But there's definitely edges on both these plays. The Panarin play is just a little on the low side for me. So there we go. There's Parlay Play. All right, Pick 6. We got a 50% winnings boost on an NBA entry. 30% winnings boost on an NHL entry. Okay? So obviously not seeing much for Pick 6. We got this Benedict Mathurin play. All right. Fine. It's not awesome. Yeah, 1 result here with Mathurin. All right, that makes the cut because it has an edge and we can throw this boost on it and that can make, that's solid. The problem here is that I need 3 other plays courtesy of FanDuel, which could be a tall ask here. That might be a little tough to find. We'll see. I don't like to force a slip just to force a slip. We only have 2 results right now. Bane, though, and Wiggins. All right, we might have to use the optimizer to kind of find this last play. Bane under on rebounds and assists. And we're looking at Wiggins. Wiggins under on points. All right, what about, first, let's look at any other sharp books that we have for this Pick 6 entry. Circa, Bookmaker, BetOnline. Nothing. Cool. That's good. Great. Grand. Fantastic. I'm just going to be, so we got a Mathurin, we got Wiggins, we got Bane. Joseph Wall, yeah, we can't. We have to make it NBA plays. Cam, okay, Cam, I'd rather go with Carrington here. It's not great, but the boost is going to make it okay. So, I'm not super excited about this. It's better than the Con play. So we're going on the under on his rebounds and assists. All right, and I'm gonna throw pretty nice. I'm gonna throw $50 on this. 4-pick winnings boost, guys. This is the slip right here. Oh, I appreciate it, Anton. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I mean, just all in all, for those in Dub Club that know, but Dub Club a couple of days ago, I shut it down effective immediately, and I think just the biggest reason is my whole identity and brand and my business model of who I am is really to try to teach and educate and not so much worried about trying to sell picks day to day. And, I didn't always feel great about starting the whole Dub Club up. I thought it was going to be an opportunity for people that, are too busy with their lives that they could tail some plays. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really align with who I am and what I'm trying to be as a content creator. So that's kind of why I shut it down. You know, for as bad as January was, guys, we had winning months in November and December. February was a bit flat. And so obviously from like, you know, January till now, you would say, you know, if you signed up for the last 3 months, you're like, dude, this dub club's garbage. It's like, well, if you just signed up at the beginning, it was very good, but I can understand now. So it's just going to go away. But I appreciate everyone that, you know, supported the initiative and project. And definitely glad that I tried it out. And but otherwise, kind of would rather just teach you how to do this for free. And do it through live streams. Okay, so that's DraftKings Pick 6. There's not a lot of other value out there, guys, outside of that boost. Like for the NHL, if you think it's like, I'm really disappointed in Pick 6 because we have so many NBA games, and obviously the NHL has a lot less markets than the NBA, so it's going to be extremely difficult to find value for the NHL. And you know, these plays are Pinnacles minus 118. We're getting a terrible price on DraftKings. So there's nothing here on for DraftKings Pick 6 for the NHL 30% boost that I'm really excited about. The 50% boost for the NBA is solid. 30% is okay. It's not bad. 50% is very good. So there's not much I'm really into. By the way, on a side note, and I'm dating myself because I am in my late 30s, so if you're like under the age of 30, you're not going to get this, but you know, one of my old-time favorite shows is kind of back, which is Scrubs. And so just out of curiosity, because I did just catch the first episode recently. I know they came out with their second one. Want to hear from anyone that watched the new Scrubs how you felt about it, because I really enjoyed it. Obviously, the show that was back in the early 2000s, I really enjoyed a lot. But let me know if anyone actually watched Scrubs. I know it's a random thought, but want to hear from you guys. I just saw something flash on this play here. St. Bonaventure, guys. I'm going to go in on this minus 17.5. Caesars plus 115 odds. This looks pretty good. And so it's a live bet if you can get this. St. Bonaventure plus 115 at minus 17.5. Looks like it just moved to minus 105 as I bet it. But definitely a play that I just grabbed right here. Obviously, I had it teed up looking at it, but it kind of how it goes with live betting. Things move really quickly. So if it pops, it might be able to come back, guys, right? If you can get this minus 17.5 at plus 115 odds, I like that a lot. And I definitely want to make sure on the point spread that I lock this in on the screen for 115 for $100. All right, St. Bonaventure. So let's have a strong finish from the Bonnies. They're currently up 20. Let's go. Let's go, St. Bonaventure. All right, so that's DFS right now, guys. Let's go over the Sharp Money tool. And let's take a look at, let's kind of reset this. Everything outside, just main markets player props for today. That's pretty much it. Okay, Minnesota Wild. I don't know. I checked this earlier, and I couldn't find these odds on Desert Diamond. So if you have a Ballybet account, guys, check this out. You want to check something out? I mean, we have 3 different NHL moneyline plays here, guys. This is insane. Like, insane. The Wild, the Islanders, this is over $50,000 on these moneyline plays. To give you perspective, Pinnacle's taking $5,000 right now on Minnesota or Colorado. They're taking $5K. 2 different people, one on Novig and one on ProfitX, have posted over $20,000 on this play. They want the Wild tonight on the money line on the road. So, like, yo, this is a play. Islanders on the money line, same story. Someone's posted 22,000 at plus 133 on Novig. Someone on ProfitX has posted 26,000 at plus 137. They want plus 137 or plus 133. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. So, you know, plus 133, guys, we can get this at plus 130 on DraftKings. Now, obviously, if this is still out there on the Canby books, go grab this for an NHL moneyline play. I'm going to go over to DraftKings and bet this right now. Got a little money left over in the account. There you go, Anton. Yeah, I mean, that's like, again, guys, when we talk about this, it's like, dude, like how could we not? How could I not? And I do have my mystery boost for the NBA, but I only have about $113 left in my DraftKings account, so I just want to go ahead and I'm going to put all 113 on this. I'm just going to unload the account. It's all right. So we're on the Islanders, guys. Money line plus 130, DraftKings. This is, 3 cents off of where this person wants it and 7 cents off of where this person wants it. I can live with that. And something that I've really been enjoying on this sharp money tool, guys. This has been a recurring theme. Obviously, the NHL just came back yesterday. Maybe it would help if I made myself a little smaller. There we go. We're seeing a lot of plus money line plays on the NHL. And this is like fantastic. Here's why, I'm going to take 30 seconds to talk about why I love these plays popping up. Number one, it's a money line play for the NHL. Probably the most liquid market that you can bet on hockey is the money line play, and you can do so. Number two, we're talking about this Islanders game. This game starts in 34 minutes. So, even on a limited sportsbook account, guys, I would imagine on a limited Bet Rivers or Bally Bet, I would imagine you could get some money down on here. I'm pretty limited on my Bet Rivers account. Maybe I can get down $10. I don't know. There you go, Irish. Yeah, no doubt. Go with some dogs, right? Calgary's the same thing. Not as much money on Calgary as the Islanders and the Wild, but $9,000 at plus 118 odds, $10,000 at plus 120 odds. We're looking at $5,000 on Pinnacle. And if I was to go over to, just to give you guys some context, right? I don't know what Circa's taken. Irish, if you could do me a solid, or anyone with a Circa account, can you let me know what Circa's taking on the Sharks and the Flames money line? If you're able to do that right now. I'm asking for the most, the OGs in here. Little homework, but can you let me know what they're taking in terms of that? So on Bookmaker, guys, for the Flames, Bookmaker's taking $5,000 on the Flames. They're taking $6,500 on the Sharks. So this is considerably more money. Grab these two together. This is almost $20,000, right? One on Profit X and one on Novig. Over on Bet Online, and again, guys, liquidity behind these sharp books is really important in terms of figuring out what's what. Bet Online on the Flames is taking $10,000, which that's a lot, and then they're taking $13,000 on the Sharks. So Bet Online's taking more money than Pinnacle and Bookmaker. So pardon me, Bet Online, I wasn't aware of your game. Still a lot of dough. I'm okay with grabbing this at plus 125. And I'm pretty sure I did. I might have created this over on 4CX. Yeah, I put this up on 4CX earlier and my order got filled. I got this at plus 120. Shout out 4CX. If you're in Arizona, guys, there's still an exchange out there that you can create prices on. Obviously, I could probably do this on Kalshi as well if I wanted to. But there we go. So these guys, screw any of the player props I'm about to show you. These are money line plays on the NHL where people, especially on the Wild and the Islanders, have put down significantly more money than any of these sharp books accept. Common sense for me would say, maybe we want to be on these plays. Okay, Klingberg. Here's a great example of what we were talking about. Shout out to Irish on this one. Sharks are taking 6,200. Good to hear. Thank you. Sharks are taking 6,200. Circa's taking 6,200 on the Sharks, where Bet Online's taking $13K. And I would imagine the Flames are taking a little bit less since they're the underdog. I'd imagine they're taking $5K or $4K on the Flames, because that's Bet Online and Circa does the same thing. They take more money on the favorites than the underdogs, which is very typical of sports books. So on Hard Rock, I'm limited. Pretty restrict. Thank you. 5,000 Irish. Appreciate that, man. Really appreciate that help and that assist. Yeah, I would definitely go grab that. So Flames, speaking of this Flames and Sharks game, Irish was talking to me, at the very end of the stream, he mentioned how he was grinding out his Hard Rock account, betting NBA player props, and he was, crushing it. And it kind of just reminded me I should probably do the same. So Klingberg, right? Klingberg, okay? Someone's posted $7,700. They want this at minus 103 odds. They want the under 1.5 on Klingberg, who's a defenseman for San Jose. That looks pretty good, right? Under 1.5. So you could bet this at maybe a bet 105, maybe not. I'm going to go over to Hard Rock and bet this. Now, I can't bet a ton of money over here, but I can still go over here to player props, go to shots on goal, come down here to Klingberg, $100. They'll let me bet $30. I mean, I'll take $30. Oh, no, they won't. Oh no, it doesn't matter. I'm still going to bet this for $5. Wow. It's kind of sleazy, Hard Rock. I'm in for $5. Whatever. I'll start grinding maybe some parlays on this. Okay? Maybe not a great example there. Literally came back and blew up in my face. Give me your best burn, or if you think that was hilarious that I thought I could get $30 on it. Also, maybe I'm just curious here too because I'm looking at the Islanders. And I know I already bet some money over on I bet some money on DraftKings on this, but they popped up at plus 130. Like, you got to think I could bet. Can I bet $95? That's all I got left. $38.46. All right, I'll bet $38.46. $38. I don't care. All right, I'm in for $38 on the Islanders money line. Shot that out. Got a little extra on Hard Rock. So, not dead yet. Still, $38 pays me out, I don't know, almost $50 in profit. Not bad. Not bad at all. So I'll take that. Speaking of this, Senators on the money line. Bet Openly. One of my favorites. Love Bet Openly. Been crushing them for college basketball spreads recently. Red Wings and the Senators. Somebody wants the Senators at minus 143 odds. So the first thing I think of is, well, is the Senators at minus, they're offering plus 143 on Detroit. That's a really good price. Plus 143 is at the very top in terms of the best prices available. So if I can go bet this right now, and I can bet this at minus 139 odds. Right? I can take the whole thing if I wanted to. I'm just going to put $100 on this. Okay? $100 at minus 139 odds. There's $39 left out there, guys. I love it. Somebody wants this at minus 143, minus 139. I'm going to get it at basically minus 142. If this bet wins, I got to pay a little rake off the top. So I'm in on the Senators for $100. So this is really refreshing on the Sharp Money tool to see so many NHL money line plays popping up, 30 minutes to 60 minutes before the game starts. This is really encouraging. Speaking of this, Indiana Pacers money line. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of this on Bet DSI, assuming that this is actually out there. It's not a fake stale line type of play. Someone has $55,000. They won it at plus 590. Talked about Bet DSI, global offshore book I use all the time. If this is an actual price of plus 600, this is a very good price just in general compared to some of this. Yeah, it is. It definitely is out there. Want to go a little crazy here? I'm going to throw $50 on it. Pacers money line against the Hornets. And again, I can't show you me placing the bet, guys, because it's an offshore book. YouTube doesn't like that. But, what I can do is, because I'm all about transparency on the streams. So placed a $50 bet right here on Bet DSI, plus 600 odds. $50 pays out $250 in profit, $300 total. There we go. There you go, Irish. Yeah, I love that, man. Go Wild, Islanders, and Senators. Don't mind that. Maybe I should have bet a little bit more on this Pacers play, but there we go. We're on the Pacers money line because that's an insane amount of money. And it's a good price on DSI. Plus 600 odds on the money line. A lot of money line plays popping up here, guys, on the Sharp Money tool, which I really like to see that. Really nice to see. And again, this person's offering minus 590 odds on the Hornets, which I think anyone would grab minus 590 odds. That's a really good price. All right, so let's look at some NHL player shots, right? Bouchard, $7,700 on his under 2.5 shots. I mean, they want this at minus 113 odds. You can get this for 7 cents off at minus 120 on DraftKings. It's a better price on Kambi and BetMGM, but if you're very limited on Kambi and BetMGM, I would like to think that you might be able to still get something down on DraftKings. These block shots, guys, we saw a bunch of these yesterday. They did very, very well. The block shots prop, again, it's just one day. Don't know if it's an indicator, but, who's betting $7,000 on block shots? For my OGs and DGens, again, I always appreciate your patience because I sound like a broken record day in and day out. But for those of you that are new on the stream, obviously welcome in. This is not a prop that people normally bet when you're betting NHL props. And no recreational sports book is going to take a $7,000 wager on a player prop. Please tell me if you think that I'm severely wrong, but I would go out on a limb and say you're betting $7,000 on an NHL player prop. That's not one of the most popular props out there. Could be something here. Maybe someone's has a solid model that's betting block shots, right? On Ryan McDonough. Maybe on Brandon Montour. Another $7,000, right? Could be something here. Could be. Darren Radish, 6,500. Now, I don't really like betting these. This is not too short of odds. It's a bit of short odds play here. But again, somebody who wants this at minus 157, you can get this at minus 154 on DraftKings. Patrick, NBA totals for Fanatics. Yeah, we haven't jumped over to the EV tool, man, but we will. We will here shortly, and I'll definitely, let you know what's up with NBA totals. That's a very specific request, my friend, but no doubt we'll take a look at some totals for the NBA for Fanatics. Player shots on gold. So all these plays, guys, look at the sharp money tool, $5,000. Look at Pinnacle's limit. All of these plays, and as I mentioned yesterday, now this Blackhawks play, I don't know about this one because $5,000, Pinnacle's taking $5,000. I don't know how I feel about it. Now somebody's wants $17,000 at plus 167, which, okay, now I'm interested. Again, if you're not really bought in on this sharp money tool, you're like, I don't know, Billy, I don't know if I want to bet all these. That's okay. Then just start paper trading these. Just click this and say, hey, you know what? I would have bet this for $1. I would have bet this for $50, but just put $1 down, right? Or put what you were going to put down here and then add a tag that says paper trade, right? You can add tags all the time and start paper trading these plays. Because the NHL we still have probably 20-some games left in the regular season, if not more. So there's a lot of opportunities here. These are going to be plays that are going to be popping up. And maybe after a week of looking at these and tracking them with paper trading, maybe you're like, you know what, let's do this. Let's try this out. Maybe there is legitimately an angle here. That would be my first kind of inclination of what I would think about, right? But all of these plays here for these player props, we're talking insane amount of liquidity compared to what Pinnacle's taking. Even on $500 prop, there's $4,000. So there you go. Anton says, I like to play the under shots prop, then live bet the goal in the middle. There you go. Definitely. There's a lot of different angles. There's plenty of angles. But just wanted to present this kind of another angle to you guys. If you're not really interested maybe in putting your hard-earned cash yet on the sharp money tool in terms of checking this out. If you're not into the sharp money tool, I know it's a standalone product. When you're on the streams here with me, guys, just start taking screenshots. Start taking screenshots of these plays. Say, all right, with Dougie Hamilton, Nemhard, let's check these plays out. These are all significantly, in terms of the money here, higher than the 250 on Pinnacle that they're taking. Check those out. It's work, but it could really be worth it. All right. Positive EV tool. The moment that everyone's been waiting for. NHL anytime goal scorers. Hopefully you're not waiting for let me first get to Patrick, and then we're going to take a look at NHL goal scorers. Hopefully you're not waiting though for this specific time to start betting goal scorers. Hopefully you've watched the videos and set up your filters and you're just betting these, whenever. Where's my main markets here? Let's go alts here, and then we're going to click off the alts and go to main markets. And then we're going to specifically look for Fanatics because Patrick asked for it. And for markets, let's go to total points, because he wanted to see total points for Fanatics. At the moment, Patrick, we see 0 results on worst case for Pinnacle. If I expand this filter and just clear all of them out, looks like we're not seeing anything for total points for Fanatics. If I go to FanDuel, there's 2 results. Let's look at Circa, Bookmaker, 1, Bet Online. So there's 1 for Bookmaker. Small edge, the under 224 on the Spurs and the Nets. Not really a good enough edge, Patrick, in my opinion, to bet this. It's really slim. Also, betting mainline markets on the NBA, it's going to be fewer and far between at this particular time of the day, just because, you know, these markets have kind of been molded through news, injuries, information that's kind of went out and about. If we look at FanDuel as the sharp book, we have 3 options. 2 of them are bet the over on the Hornets and the Pacers. Again, though, these are I don't have any odds ranges here, so we're talking minus 450, minus 375. So, like, super short odds plays. But if you're into these, this would be it. But this is really where the only edges lie at the moment, specifically for NBA total points on Fanatics. So, Patrick, those would be your best options. And out of the whole lot of them, me personally don't care for any of them. But, you know, they do have a small edge, no doubt about that. All right, so for anytime goal scores, Patrick, for Bet Rivers, I'll take a quick peek for you, my friend. Next time, though, when you want to ask, man, just fire off a couple books so that I can pull it all up at once for you. Obviously, you know, I want to make sure I take care of you because you support me, but I want to make sure that, you know, I kind of move the stream along as well. So for main markets, we'll just pull up everything for total points, or just main markets for the NBA, and pull up all the sports books. And at the moment, the under on the Lakers and the Suns for DraftKings, this is a 2% edge play. Let me make sure I'm DVigging the Pinnacle really quick. Yeah, all right, I am. So this could be a viable option here in the Suns and the Lakers here, guys. DraftKings Onyx, this looks pretty good. Not bad. SEC, how am I doing? Like, how are things been going? I'll have to look at my picket. I would say it's been going okay. Not bad. I know I hit on one today. What else do we got here? Pacers at plus 15.5. Very juicy. Almost a 1% edge, which I'm still fine playing. So, Patrick, if you were looking for Bet Rivers, Pacers at plus 15.5 at minus 143. You could take this Lakers under a little higher up if you wanted to and still have an edge, so 225.5. But that's, yeah, the over on the Heat Sixers is very low. I don't normally like to go this low. Over 238 and minus 132. So Pacers spread plus 15.5, minus 143, over 238 on the Heat and 76ers minus 132. That's where I would go. Okay. Yeah, I would say it's been going okay. Let me pick it off here to the side. Where's my goal scorers at? Did I pass it up already? 16 results. Okay. So, one thing that I want to mention. Earlier today, I tweeted out Morgan Geeky, my best friend, anytime goal scorer on FanDuel or Bet365 at plus 200 odds. For anyone that's on Sleeper, Sam Bennett, this looks really good. Well, FanDuel moved now to plus 170. So we got 30 cents of closing line value. Certain sports books, guys, set their odds and they forget about their odds. They don't really move their odds at all. And so Bet365 has been hanging this Morgan Geeky play for like the last 6 hours. Now, I understand if some of you are limited on Bet365, but like when we talk about certain sports books that just set it and forget it, like Bet365, good God, I bet all these plays. As you can see, if you see this red line, red symbol here, that means I bet it. So really, really good value on 365. For those of you that are only used to betting NBA player props for 365, I would say introduce you to NHL goal scorers. You might have a really good time. Let me see on my history here for them. I don't know when I made the switch. Maybe this past week. Maybe it's been on the month. Let me see how it's been going. On the month for myself with Underdog, I've won 4, lost 21. I'm down about $110. But on the week, I know that it's been going a bit better because I just recently started playing those 2-pick slips. I'm down $11 so far SEC this week on Underdog out of 5 slips. So, but you know, that's when it comes to those, when it comes to DFS, you're gonna in betting parlays in general, you're just gonna see some crazy variance. Crazy variance. Yeah, Irish. Obviously, you could definitely hit that. I stick to this range. You can go out off that range. Obviously, you're not that far outside the range. You could definitely bet that. All these plays, guys, for me are auto bets. Kucherov would be an auto bet for me. Ooh, Brandon Hagel just popped in. Okay. I bet Sherwood. I bet Ricard Raquel. So we're going to go over to FanDuel and just bet this now. Love that. This Brandon Hagel play just kind of popped up. Looks kind of decent. Anything that's over 3% for me, guys, is an auto bet. The only reason I haven't bet Kucherov is because I'm really limited on every one of these books. So the Canby books are kind of all dead. But that's all right. We'll get some new ones down the road. Brandon Hagel. FanDuel. By the way, shout out to anyone that bet the over this morning on that college basketball game. That was a nice cash. Hagel at plus 230. GM's telling me to bet $50. I'll probably go up to like 75. Go a little crazy here, but that's fine. Not going to bet like a massive amount because the edge only indicates that I should bet about 50. I'll go to 75 just to keep it like there. But there's the Hagel play. Really, really good. Obviously, guys, if you don't know, I posted earlier, I'm on a crazy round robin, which we're going to have some fun with that. I bet the max that FanDuel would let me bet for a 2-pick round robin. I was thinking about going to a 3-pick round robin, but I went to a 2-pick and played it safe. But there we go. Ricard Raquel, Stutzel, I bet these. And then, McKinnon's not bad, but I don't really want to play a 1.6% edge. On a day like today where we have so many options, I want to, I'll leave it out of there. But, yeah, Irish, yeah, man, listen, you got the filter set up, you know what to bet. If you're okay with the variance, brother, again, this all comes down to personal preference with variance. If you're all right with variance, I don't really want to go beyond my filter. I appreciate the shout out and let me know those plays. I'm not interested in that. I just want to stay within my parameters because I don't want to introduce more variance. After what I just dealt with in January, I'm already introducing a lot of variance based on these plays. I don't really want to go outside of it, but by all means, they're going to be very solid plays for you. It just all depends on what you can stomach. So let me know if anyone out there who is on Sleeper, can you bet these as straights on Sleeper, or do they have to be like a parlay? Because I would love to know. So let me know, guys, if on Sleeper you can play these as straights. Obviously, where I'm located in Arizona, we can't. I can't use Sleeper at all, but would love to know. Would love to know. All right, we got any promos on FanDuel right now? I got a profit boost. Okay, not great. It's like fine. It's not awesome. All right, so that's NHL goal scorers. All very, very, very good plays. And obviously a lot of Bet365. Like a lot of Bet365. Appreciate that, SEC. That stinks. We have been seeing more plays pop up on Sleeper. If obviously if you have to play a parlay, I would go 2 legs if you had to, but only when Sleeper's showing some solid value. Speaking of college basketball, there's some games going on tonight. We don't want to forget about them. And so we're going to go over here to the market, and I'm just going to pull up. Right now we're just going to look at point spreads between Circa and Bookmaker. What do we got? Winthrop. Ooh, Fanatics and Bet365. Interesting. We got some good agreement here. Winthrop minus 8.5. This game starts very soon. I'm going to log in over here on 365 and see if I can get that down. These plays on Polymarket, grab these. These are seemingly pretty simple. And where are we at with this Winthrop play? I might have already passed it up. Or I could just use the search feature. The search feature would probably be the best bet to go. And I'm looking at minus 8.5. They have it at minus 8. And I don't know how to get other options. Let me see. I might be able to go. Oh, here we go. Alternate point spread. There we go. Minus 8.5, plus 105 odds. I have about $140 left in this account, and I'm going to bet the rest of it on here because I've had a great success betting college basketball spreads using Circa, using Bookmaker. And so there we go. Minus 8.5 for Winthrop. This game starts soon, and I'm in. 1% edge, but I'm still happy to bet that over at 365. But not a ton of options. Not going to lie, not a ton. And these are a little too low for me down here for the no vig profit X people. A little too low. Low vig guys, this is a sharp sports book, but again, you just pay attention to what they're taking as limits because it looks like there's some opportunities here. This Eastern Washington play, I was hoping that Bet 105 would pop up, but they're at minus 104. And I don't love that at minus 104 for Eastern Washington. So next one we're just going to do is take a look at all mainline markets. And then what we're going to do here is we're just going to have to decipher between what's what. And we're just going to drop ones on all of these books and drop this down to 50%. And see what we have. Minus 200, plus 150. If you guys are finding any of this information valuable, helpful, insightful, you're starting to make money being the sports books, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. Helps me out a lot. Helps the algorithm out. Helps push this out to other people that are struggling betting to start using data to make money off the books. So as these plays start to populate, guys, again, this feature that I just utilized, it's on the Platinum plan. So when you try that 1 week free trial, make sure you try the Platinum plan. And, you know, we're getting into March Madness here pretty soon, guys. Like, this is a great time. It's still a really good time for betting. You know, once we get to really the second round of the NBA playoffs, that's when things fall off a cliff. The volume dies, and we're really just stuck with baseball. But, you know, because of the Olympic break, the NHL regular season gets pushed out a little further, which is really nice. So definitely have plenty of betting opportunities available. Now, even though Poly Market for me in the U.S. isn't available, right, I can't use it yet, I still pay attention to see how much liquidity is out here. Because like yesterday on the stream, if you see some crazy number like $200,000, we might want to use a sharp money strategy and bet the other side of that. But no vig, I'm cool with this and this. Mercyhurst, you see $1,400. Pinnacle's only taking $500 here. So I don't like that. If we go over to Bookmaker, I got to log back in because I got logged out. Let me see what Bookmaker's taking on this Mercyhurst play. Because, you know, but definitely go grab this play on High Point and this play on Campbell and Drexel. You know, this doesn't scare me. Let's see, Central Connecticut. So we're looking at Mercyhurst plus 3.5. Yeah, they're only taking $1,000. Bookmaker's only taking $1,000 on that spread, so I don't really like that Mercyhurst play. What else do we got here? $400 on Lemoyne. You're going to see a lot of the exchanges pop up here, guys, and all these plays are under $500. I would be hitting all of these up, all of them. Irish, ooh, that's not great. Up 16, now they're up. Yeah, it's not great. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. They're up 18. Oh! Thanks, Irish. Hey. Oh, the Bonnies. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. I was going to say, I don't know if they had the ball, because I don't have it on my TV. If they had the ball, they could just dribble it out. Win by 18. We got the minus 17.5. That's a nice cash. Live betting cash on Caesars. Plus odds, too. Plus odds, which was really good. Again, I know when I gave that play out, guys, odds and lines are moving insanely fast. I really don't expect anyone to be able to grab it, but I did want to shout it out in case anyone was able to. Obviously, I have the luxury of having two other monitors right here where I can pull up other stuff and kind of take a look. But we are going to look for some live betting opportunities for college basketball here once we get through the NBA player props. So we'll come back to this here in a second. Got it for plus 150 hours. Nice. Always love that when it moves against you. You know, you got a better price. Normally when you bet that, you're like, dang, I wanted plus 110. Like, I'll take the better price, but that means obviously something worked against you. But came back and we get a nice hit there. So two wins to start the day. Really, really nice to see. Okay, let's go to some NBA player props. And we're going to kind of use a blend of FanDuel and Pinnacle. There we go. So we're going to come over here, use a little Pinnacle. little FanDuel. And we want 100% agreement on these plays. That's pretty much it. Just kind of sit back and see what's up. So, and I'm going to go back to my Hard Rock account to see if I can try to get some more player props in. Okay, so Davion Mitchell, $139, over on assist. FanDuel and Pinnacle have a very similar price here. I would check this out for sure. Really, really good. It's a 6% edge, 2 sharp books of green, profit X, $140. I would go bet this. Jaime Jaquez, under on points. Fanatics, if you're limited, just bet whatever you can over there. Looks really good. Maxey on assists on the over, $400 here that you can bet. Again, Pinnacle and FanDuel are going to take probably a little bit more than this. I would still bet this all day long. Got some different plays. You know, you see $43 on Embiid and $115 on Musa. Like, I would go bet all these plays on no vig. So if you have the exchanges, guys, and honestly, I'm really talking to my people that live in Florida. Like, what we're seeing with these blended recommendations for college basketball, for spreads and totals and money lines, and what we're seeing here for player props, like, you have, you know, an awesome opportunity to just pick on. Like, this is low-hanging fruit to me. $43, go bet this play on Embiid. Same with this play. You know, a little higher here on this with his points on Profit X. I'm still fine with this. You know, we're talking $140 on Mitchell. Like, all of these plays, guys, you could just pick these off one by one. I think if you live in Florida and all you have is no vig and Profit X because your Hard Rock account got limited and rebets limited, I think you still have some extremely viable options with the exchanges. I really, really do. You know, Bam Adebayo here, under on his points, no problem there. No doubt about that. Appreciate that, 49ers. And yeah, so here we go. Speak of the devil here. Have an opportunity. Let's see what I can bet on LaMelo. Under on his player made threes. Anytime you can get this with like a Sports Zeno, you're loving this. I'm not going to throw the screen up and put this in front of you guys. Can I bet $10? Yeah, they'll let me bet $10, which I'll just write. Like, this is really easy too on Hard Rock. Just rifle these off. Now, if I could play like a little two-leg parlay here, like how much can I put on two-leg parlays? I would love to see this. Like Nembhard under. And then rebounds for Ware, under 7.5? And this is really easy. Like, these are going to be auto bets. I'm not worried about, like, trying to think of my bet sizing here, guys. I'm just coming over here, rocking a two-leg parlay. And they're going to let me bet, can I bet $10? No. All right, maybe 5. Maybe it's better to straight bet these. They'll let me bet $5. So I can make $17.57. All right. Add this. But this is some pretty quick, easy clicks. Hard Rock, guys, is an extremely easy book to beat when it comes to NBA player props, pregame. Pregame props on Hard Rock, it's just a day at the beach. So don't overthink this if you're limited. Just fire off these bets as much as you can. You know, even if for myself, I'll try to go back to the well and bet this Ware play again. Like, will they let me bet it again? Just straight up? No, they'll let me bet it for like $2.92. I'm not going to do that. But Igor Demon, anytime you see Sports Zeno with Props Builder, guys, this is an auto bet for me on Props Builder. So I'm going to go over to BetDSI and bet this on Props Builder on player points. Love this all day long. FanDuel and Pinnacle agree. I know it's a 1% edge here, guys, but we're getting 2 sharp books to agree with one another. Player points, Spurs, Nets, plus 100 odds. I'm just going to throw 100 on this one. Love that. All right, we're in on Demon. Again, if you think I'm just clicking buttons and not actually placing the bets, if you're new, I keep things very real. So we're in Demon, $100 plus 100 odds. I'm on the BetDSI Props Builder. Shout out BetDSI. There we go. Yeah, Irish, I know that. I mean, listen, I would say whether it's on the Edge Zone bot or it's on odds jam, like I think you're going to have a really good time betting on Hard Rock. No doubt about that. Definitely, I think, whatever you're using, it's going to really work out well for you. All right, so let's take a look to see what kind of college basketball games we have going on live right now. We have New Hampshire, Bryant, Maine, and Bethune-Cookman and Grambling. So we got 4 games, all in the first half. Don't love betting first halves, but let's take a look. So, really, when it comes to live, I'll put some respect on Pinnacle and on FanDuel. So what I want to do here is I just want to come to mainline markets, right? Date ranges for today. We're going to keep a pretty tight odds range here, -125 to a +125. Currently, I do have Caesars pulled up. I think I'm out of money on DraftKings. I'm probably just going to be betting Caesars right now. I could try Onyx, but as you guys know, Onyx is pretty slow. And I really don't want to bet FanDuel live. I'll pull up Kalshi as well, though Kalshi, easier said than done when it comes to betting on Kalshi. All right, logging in over there. Cool. We're going to go to a custom EV formula. Let's go like anything that's like 2% EV edge or higher. We're going to make this really simple. We're just going to click on Kalshi. I'm going to click on Caesars. And again, guys, you're going to have a great time. Like, using these tools, MGM, Bet Rivers, you're going to have a great time live betting. Leagues, we want to clear out everything, and we just want to go to college basketball. And then I just want to go really right here with Pinnacle and FanDuel. And again, I would like to see 100% agreement. And maybe I'll drop this down to like 1%. We'll see. Okay? And we might not get anything. But for live, we're just going to, the play button's going, and we're just going to chill here for maybe 30 to 45 seconds. I made a video in the past, guys, on Kalshi. Make sure that on Kalshi you go to your settings, click American Odds. Makes it really easy to kind of see what's up. And like I'm waiting for them to go to college basketball. There we go. Sometimes you have to go back. Like I just had to go back to my settings to do this because it forgot to do so, which is a pain in the butt. But I'm back to American Odds. So now on Kalshi, right, you're going to see American Odds here, which is a lot easier just to kind of break down, right? And if we don't like this, guys, if it's taking too long, that's no problem. All I can do is kind of go back to this, set up again, and I'll just devig to Pinnacle. But as we know, guys, these are not Power 5 conferences, so we're going to devig to FanDuel. And we're just going to go to college basketball, right? Because what you're going to notice on the screen, Pinnacle doesn't have any odds for these plays. FanDuel does. Pinnacle doesn't. So these aren't Power 5 schools, right? So we're just going to focus on the mainline markets. And just go for Caesars and go to Kalshi. And go for a percentage of, let's go 2.5%. And let's see what we get, right? And this is kind of all you do. Makes it really simple now. You're going to Kalshi, you're going to Caesars, and if you have your one-click bet feature set up with Caesars, guys, then you're going to have an easier time, right? That's what I would say. And right now, it doesn't look like anything's popping up. Nothing's really popping up. So this is how I would do it for live betting, right? Just kind of chilling, taking a look, seeing what's up, and then kind of going from there. And seeing what's going on. But, and when you don't see a lot of books, right, maybe you add another book. Okay, here we go. This play just started, St. Francis. That popped off real quick. Again, guys, this is another thing that I like to do is if there's only a handful amount of games, you can kind of click into these like so. We can kind of pay attention, seeing what's going on, right? If I know I want to go after Caesars and I want to go after and use FanDuel as my sharp, I can move Kalshi over here and just kind of pay attention. Like, do we see anything? Maybe Kalshi moves back on its own. That's fine, right? Take a look at some total points market. Do I have anything at all? Like, Bethune-Cookman. This over. Pinnacle, FanDuel's at 148.5. This is 2 points off on FanDuel. The over 146.5. This is 2 points off. Like, that's what I want to see. Like, now I'm interested. Like, 1 point off, not so much. We are in the first half, but 2 point difference, like, I can get down with betting that over. That would be something I would want to take a look at, right? Like, we don't see that in New Hampshire. We do see this at 134. Like, okay, maybe on Kalshi, this 134.5 play, maybe that's something there, right? Obviously, FanDuel just moved back down to 147. But it still gives you guys some leverage, right? It's the same price, right? So I don't normally go after one point plays or the difference, but before that would have been an over, I definitely would have bet on Caesars based off the 2 point difference there. Here, you're seeing minus 126. FanDuel, this is 2 points off. Like, maybe I go bet this over on New Hampshire and Binghamton, right? Normally, I like to attack these plays in the second half. There's less time, so the value that you do secure in the second half is more valuable than in the first half. But 2 points off here again. What do we got on anything on Maine? Not really. Albany? Not really. So it's really just right here on this New Hampshire play. And then, oh my God, this is at 144. I would definitely bet that. I don't know if that's true, but if that's the case, go bet that. That's a smash if it's actually out there. I don't know if it is. And, you can see that Kalshi's got the over 147.5 at minus 200 odds. So FanDuel's out to lunch. I'd bet that all day long. Really, really would. Or if you wanted to bet the over 148.5 that FanDuel has it, but go bet that at Caesars, you'll get the over 148.5 at Caesars at plus odds. Guaranteed. Right? So different ways that you can attack this. And it's a little bit easier when everything's kind of condensed. We don't have a lot of games going on right now. A little easier to kind of go after. So definitely something to take a look at. I love, love, love that. So, all right. That's how I like to approach live betting, guys. And that's how I love to go. Dude, we're already over an hour. Damn. So that's what I'm going to pause for today. Live stream tomorrow morning. Kind of get our Fridays off on the right foot. 2 streams tomorrow, guys. Appreciate you hanging out with me. Let's have a great night. We're already off to a great start today with a pregame and a live bet. Let's keep it going. Questions, as always, DM me, email me. If nothing else, guys, have an awesome Thursday. Talk to you.